Christy, hey, congratulations on this documentary, Untold, Deal with the Devil.
I'm excited. Thank you.
Hey, so why did you want to, be a part of this documentary series for Netflix, Untold?
Well, I obviously everybody in the world's watching Netflix, and I feel like even though it's kind of a roller coaster ride that my life has been, I think there are parts of it that can really help other people. And so to share my story, and people that knew me from the boxing world will think, wow, this strong woman had no idea that she could be in such a abusive domestic violence situation for so long.
Absolutely, and I'm not usually a sports guy, so I didn't really follow boxing or anything. My father loves boxing, so he knew exactly who you are.
Cool.
So I thought it was just a boxing documentary, and I didn't know about the other side of things either. Was it hard to relive through all this again?
Well, each and every time that I share the story, yes, it is hard. I try to sometimes separate myself from the actual conversation in some ways, but again, I said from the hospital bed that God left me here for a reason. And I 100% feel like that reason is to share my story and to really help other people so that they don't have to go down that same path that I went down. Or if they start down it, they can stop much sooner than I did.
Well, that's only part of your story, but I'm sure you love to tell the story about your rise through your boxing career. I mean, that was a huge part of this documentary.
Oh my goodness, the whole boxing stuff got me so excited when I saw it, and some of the B-roll that they had, I had never seen before. So it was exciting. And then just like you said, reliving those great fights and all the excitement, fighting in Las Vegas, fighting in Madison Square Garden, on the Tyson undercards, promoted by Don King. It was the biggest stage that at that time boxing had.
What goes through your head when you actually watch this documentary or watch old boxing videos of yourself?
Well, two things. The first and foremost thing, I absolutely hate to hear myself talk. So that's number one. But number two, you just feel those juices start to flow again, and that energy, like, wow, if we could only turn back the time and as everyone says, if we knew then what we know now, wow, the choices we would have made lots of us would be different. But it was great it was a lot of fun to sit down and relive it and think about those old times and some of those people, the people that I have lost connection with a little bit, to see them involved with the documentary was special. I thought that they took their time to add to my documentary. It meant a lot to me.
One of my favorite things about you is that your younger self was very feisty, very much of a firecracker when it comes down to smack talking. Do you have any regrets when you actually go, basically smack talk against your opponents, or you said something that you kind of regret, or basically you're just saying, you know what, that's part of the show?
Well, let me say this. I absolutely love the smack talk part, back and forth. I feel like let's match wits. And then I think I'm pretty good at it. I have fun, but I cross the line sometimes. Back then I crossed the line with sexuality, and Jim put a lot of pressure on me to always refer to somebody's sexual orientation. And I would tell him, I would warn him, somebody from my past is going to pop up, and it's not going to be pretty. So the more that you have me speak out against homosexuality, the more likely it is that somebody's going to speak up. So I was always nervous, but some of that stuff, it doesn't matter whether you're male or female or homosexual or heterosexual. It's the same stuff I would have probably said. Some of it, not all of it, some of it.
Well, one of the things that obviously we know that Jim was a dark moments of your life, but however, Jim was also a path into the career, boxing career. Would you actually regret ever meeting Jim, or do you actually admit that this is how it is?
You know what? That's a really, really deep question because on the surface, I would like to answer, oh, I wish I would have never met the man. But the truth is, without his teaching me boxing skills, I wouldn't have made it to the boxing pinnacle that I made it to. So it's really, it's one of those, as we would cliche, double-edged sword. So I don't know how how to really answer that, to be honest. It was some good. I mean, the boxing career was great. I had a lot of fun. I went places I would have never seen. I've traveled lots of the world on someone else's dime because of boxing, and because of boxing that Jim taught me. So yeah, that's a tough question.
During your boxing career, what keeps you motivated during that entire, out of all those years?
I want to be the best. Always wanted to be the best. And, I would fear, but it's not fear of the opponent. It's fear of losing. So that was probably the biggest motivator, fear.
So do you now looking back, do you consider yourself as one of the best?
Well, yeah, I think it was pretty good. But I also think that I came along at a really great time. Don King gave me a wonderful opportunity. I was ready to take advantage of that opportunity. Fighting under Mike Tyson, the whole world is watching. So all the stars kind of lined up for me to be on display. And again, I was fortunate enough to be ready. And Deirdre Gogarty was tough as hell. So that particular night is the night, in my opinion, that changed the world of women's boxing and how people see women boxers, and in combat sports, period. Women in combat sports.
This is an off question, but maybe it's a colorful question. Were there any male boxers that you wish that you would have fight against?
No, never. That's one of the issues. I think these women today, they're like, oh, I could knock out this top champion. That's ridiculous. I mean, that's ridiculous. No. I was fortunate enough to spar with a couple great champions, Hall of Famers. James Toney spar with me one day, and but that was just, he worked with me very easily and very respectfully. So I had a wonderful chance to be around those guys, but I had no desire to ever get in the ring with them.
I'm surprised because you seem like a woman who has no fear, because you face women who are like 2 feet taller or 20, 30 pounds heavier and so on. So I figured that you wouldn't have any fear, boxing against another male boxer.
No, not even if you took a guy that was my best weight was probably 135, 140. So even at 135, 140, if I fought at 105, which Ricardo Lopez was the champion at that time, at 105, he would have knocked me out. I mean, he would have hurt me. No, those guys are just too strong. So
in your mind, what was the greatest match for you that you love if you had to relive it again?
The Gogarty fight, because it was like first night to fight on a Tyson show and at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. Everybody, like the stars were there, the sports figures were there, the music superstars, everybody that was anybody was in the arena that night, and it was awesome, and it was a great fight. I mean, I had to dig as deep as I could possibly dig to win that fight.
I love reminiscing with you. Do you miss all of this?
Oh, every morning I wake up, I'm 53 now, and I wake up and I think I'm going to make a comeback. And then by the time I get downstairs, have a cup of coffee, I'm like, maybe tomorrow. But yeah, no, boxing's done. But I still hit the bags every now and then. Hopefully I can get on a more regular basis with that. But yeah, I miss it every day.
I feel bad. I'm almost the same age as you, and the most I ever did was like cardio kickboxing. So I missed out.
It's a great workout, and that's what people, of all ages and athletic abilities, can go in the boxing gym and you work at your own pace. Get a trainer that's going to push you a little bit, but you get to learn every day. You learn more on the speed bag. You learn more on the heavy bag. There's stuff to learn every day. So it's a great workout. It's not boring like aerobics or, doing the same thing over and over and over.
So with all this said and done, what is this new chapter that your life is leading to, that you are doing now?
Well, I'm trying to stay very busy with two things. One, the boxing promotions, Christy Martin Promotions is, we're active. We're having events almost every month in South Carolina or Orlando, Florida. But the biggest thing is really the domestic violence awareness, Christy's Champs. I'm going to different places and speaking. I just spoke in Kansas City at the Hope House. It was a great night, gala, black tie gala event, raised a lot of money for domestic violence survivors and their families. So to keep the Hope House running out there, to me, that's what God left me here for. And so that's what I'm going to do. And that's really where this next chapter is going to lead, is more to Christy's Champs and probably less about Christy Martin Promotions.
Excellent. And one last question for you, Christy. When people have a chance to watch this documentary, Untold, Deal with the Devil, what is the one most important take that you hope that they walk away with? Because your documentary covers a variety, a wide range of topics.
I think the most important thing is, look, I'm an underdog. I've been an underdog since, day one. A coal miner's daughter from a very small town in southern West Virginia. I feel like I made it to the top of the boxing world, which was a tough top to get to, male or female, and especially female. But then I fell. But now I'm trying to rise again, and I will rise again. And that's the thing. I want people to appreciate the struggle, the fight, and if I can do it, they can do it. And that's what I want them to take away. Look, if she can do it, I can. She's no better, no stronger than I am. I got this.
You know what? I love this conversation because you have like such optimistic attitude that shows like part of life. It's like 75% mental to continue day to day. So
you're absolutely right. I mean, boxing, as tough and physical as it's like 90% mental, because it's your body. You get to the point where you know what to do, but your mind has to make sure that you do it.
Most excellent. Well, hey, Christy, hey, thank you for talking with us about the documentary. And I want to wish you good luck on your projects.
Thank you very much.